It's you! It's really you! I can hardly believe my optical circuits.
Jakaro and D4. I was hoping I hadn't seen the last of you.
And may I thank you for not taking advantage of yet another bounty on our heads. All bluster aside, this planet's inhabitants are not to be trifled with. The Nova Blades in particular are a powerful and organized group. That is why we intend to depower and disorganize them by firing from Jakaro's ship on the targets of your choosing.
If we're using a ship, we could take out their entire depot.
If you are to be implicated as the perpetrator of these acts, you must be seen flanking their assets. I'd wish you good luck if I thought you'd need it. We'll keep in touch.
It's like a war zone, Commodore. We're gonna lose everything if we don't airlift what's left to the slave camp.
And we're not backing down just because some upstart crew thinks they got what it takes to break us. Buckle down, be a Nova Blade, and kill whoever's messing with us.
But Commodore Margok...
You heard him. Kill whoever's messing with you. Or try at least.
I took down a dozen contenders to get this post. I ain't even a little bit scared of you.
I was hoping you'd pick that one.
The job's done.
Excellent news, but it's only our first step.
One of the Nova Blades mentioned a slave camp. Somewhere remote. We should strike there next.
Good call, actually. I ran across some chatter about that place. Basically, anyone in Raiders Cove who doesn't give the Nova Blades a slice of their action or whatever gets locked away. Some get put into hazardous labor, like mining, but most are sold as slaves to visitors from off-world. It's a lucrative business for the Blades.
Not anymore.
You got that right. You'll have to slip in with one of the Nova Blade's cargo shipments. I'm sure the island's heavily guarded, so try not to get killed.
I believe Theron means to say he's concerned for your safety, as am I. May the Force serve you well.
Jakaro, I have a pickup for you.
C2D4 here. We have your coordinates and are on our way.
Been mining exonium for the Blades every day for 2 years. All to pay off a lousy $3,000 I owed. And I ain't the only one.
Your debt's the least of the Nova Blade's worries right now.
I believe it. Even in this place, we hear stuff. About your gang, the way you've been making life ugly for the Blades. We want to be a part of that.
You want to work for me?
Hey, we're good at a whole lot of stuff. Tell you what, get in touch with a pal of mine in Raiders Cove. Harlow Ricks. Check in with Ricks from time to time. Tell him what you want us to do, and we'll do it. Simple as that. You get nice and close to Margok. You give him one for me, all right?
I'd say the Nova Blades are properly distracted, wouldn't you?
That would be an understatement. Theron's been monitoring communications. You've caused quite a stir.
Want some gratification? Here, check this out.
Just recorded.
They're blasting on my supplies, my foot soldiers, taking my workers. What are you people prepared to do about it?
This appears to be your problem, not ours.
How would you like it if I made it your personal problem? Give me Revan. I want to talk to Revan.
No, I don't think so.
You don't put Revan on, the Nova Blade stop rerouting galactic traffic. That ain't negotiable.
Revan.
Commodore Margok, are you threatening to alter the terms of our deal? I paid you to do a job and you've done it well. But that's over now. I no longer have any use for your Nova Blades.
Hey, I know Torch and her Mandalorian clan up and left us, but the Blade still got a lot to offer.
Not if you don't have your own house in order. Put an end to the upstart causing you trouble, and I'll consider resuming our alliance.
You really did it. You got them running scared.
Margok said something about Mandalorians. Sure hope I'm not going to have to face my own.
We don't know much about that yet. Let's take things one step at a time.
The Nova Blades still have an impressive roster of hardened criminals at their disposal, and the aggressor is still heavily fortified.
The aggressor's their headquarters. You've seen it. A crashed ship Margok turned into a fortress. Can't get in without the proper security codes.
That won't be a problem for me.
We'll get Jakaro to lend a hand all the same.
If nothing else, the activity will keep him from picking apart D4 any further.
Theron?
Finally in. Nice work. Now to see where Margok's hiding all his secrets.
You dirty, no-good pirate scum.
The Howling Tempest gang was made up. Never existed. You're about to wish you were dealing with some random band of raiders.
We'll have to see about that. My forebears founded Raiders Cove. This is my island, and I'm not giving it up. So come on in. Do your worst. In the end, you ain't coming out alive.
So you blew our cover, huh? Luckily, I can jam the aggressor's external comms. About all I can do right now, though. They've got live slicers and they're managing network security on the fly. I can't do anything until they're offline.
I'll handle it.
I'm sure you will.
This is my ship. Think you can just walk on in and be left alive?
Theron, are you getting this?
Loud and clear. I'm in. Full access.
This is the sort of momentum we could never create on our own. We need to maintain that momentum. Surely if the Revanites are done with the Nova Blades, as Revan indicated, they're on to the next stage of their plan.
There'd better be something in the Nova Blades files that sheds some light on what Revan's doing with those hyperspace routes.
Yeah, tell me about it. Starting to feel like flying blind is the new normal.
While Theron's pulling down data, I suggest you start to make your way back to Raiders Cove. Hopefully you'll have found something of use by then.
What have we learned from the aggressor?
Very little, I'm afraid. It would appear someone took it upon themselves to corrupt much of the data as a last resort.
It's a real mess. Getting fragments, but nothing incredibly coherent. The one thing that does keep turning up is the Mandalorian Margok brought up earlier. The one they call Torch.
What about her?
Well, it looks like Torch and Margok were thick as thieves for a while, then something happened. Had to do with the Revanites. Don't really know the details, but it looks like Torch moved her whole clan to another island here on Rishi. I've got the coordinates.
Jakaro, ready your ship. I'll go see what this Torch has to say for herself.
I'm sending Jakaro out on a scouting run. I've made local arrangements for your transportation should he not return in time.
Wow. You've been busier than I thought.
Get whatever information you can from the Mandalorians. With any luck, they'll lead us to the Revanites.
Hello? Hello?
Are you the Grand Champion?
Who is this?
I'm Thera Markin, Krista's daughter. She was your handler, right? On the Great Hunt? I heard you were on Rishi. I want to meet with you. Krista's dead.
Name a time and place. I'll be there.
I've got a room at the cantina. I'll be drinking. Bring your slicer if you want to check my story. Just come soon as you can.
Thanks for doing this. Krista was crazy, but I kinda liked her. If something's happened.
Thera Markon?
Stars, you're like a walking... Does anything you're wearing not kill people?
You said Krista was dead?
My mom. Yeah. She talked about both of you. She hunted for years, wanted me to take up the business, but coaching you was her biggest win. She got a rep for it. You made her respect it again. She liked that.
We weren't friends, but Krista gave me a fair shot. Tell me what happened to her.
I run a small shipping concern. Direct-to-customer regulated goods.
Smuggling.
Right. Krista got killed protecting my business from the Canowin Syndicate. Thugs dealing in weapons and spies. Canowins have been after me for months. They want my roots, my customers. Krista's rep, your rep, made them keep their distance.
I take it they don't keep their distance anymore.
A few weeks back, they started harassing me again. Krista showed up. I might have mentioned your name, too. The Canowins said they wouldn't fall for it this time. They said Mom was washed up. They said you're Imperial now. You don't do underworld jobs.
They didn't say that. That's not okay.
Everyone says it. That you escaped the life to become, I don't know, Dark Council enforcers. They killed Mom, but I still have money. I'm putting a bounty on the Canowins. I want their bosses in a bloody heap.
I owe Krista Markon, and I pay my debts. Forget the credits.
Okay. Thank you. Finding the Canowins won't be hard. Start at the bottom, work your way to the leaders. Avax, Crone, and Dastid. Avax used to be an assassin for the Shevin conglomerate. Brutal, kind of a sadist. Crone's her brother, former slaver, loves his guns.
And Dastid?
Worked for the cartel until McKeb happened. Hit a colony ship once, spaced 500 people on board. Watch out for him.
I'll hit those three after the rank and file. Where do I look?
I've got a list of their hangouts. I'll stay in touch over comm if you want. I want you to know, I appreciate this. Krista would too. You did it. You're sure you did it? Dastid wears armor.
Trust us, armor melts.
The Canowin Syndicate is finished. Its leaders are dead.
Thank you. Really, thank you. I don't like having people killed. But we had to. Not just for the business, but for my mom. She'd be glad it was you.
Krista went down fighting for the sake of her family. That's not a lot of comfort, but it should mean something.
No, I know. I get it. You said you wouldn't charge, but Krista would never accept charity. I've transferred a little to your accounts. Can I ask you something, though? I know you're not like a citizen, but you must have opinions about working in the Empire.
You don't last as a bounty hunter by judging your clients. I stick by that. Mostly.
It's complicated, but if we weren't doing the work, someone else would. And at least we're professionals.
Of course. I'm not questioning your decisions. So, just a thought. You must be big enough to have some authority there. Priority access, clearance codes, that sort of thing.
What are you suggesting?
Now that my business is safe, I want to expand. You could get me access to Droman Kos. I could sell contraband to a whole new market. We'd both profit.
No spice, no slaves. Otherwise, we have a deal.
You're asking me to work with one hand tied behind my back.
If you don't like it, you can walk away.
No, I can make it work.
If we have to betray our client's trust, I suppose it could be worse.
Some people might say you were getting soft, if they knew. But they won't. Thank you again. For Krista, not just the business.
Come on, Mako. We've got jobs waiting.